Yeah, like they were nice to my dad and stuff when he was young, and like when he had gotten back from Nam, and they're just nice people that I knew.
Well,
So
nice people that kill people.
yeah,
So,
but they kill
alcohol.
kill bad people.
Yeah. But the thing you said that's so important is that like prohibition, all it does is prop up organized crime, and the fact that we still do it, it's just for optics. It's just because people's like, I don't want legal drugs on the streets and my kids getting hooked on drugs. Like, drugs are here. They're here. If your kids go to a club, if your kids go to a bar, if your kids are partying, drugs are there. They're a real thing. You'd be way better off if drugs were legal and then you knew exactly what you were getting. Because these kids are getting fentanyl. Because I had this guy, Ed Calderon, the other day, who's a expert in the cartels. And he said they started adding fentanyl because they had grown so many poppies that the soil had been depleted. So the heroin was very weak. So to make the heroin more potent, they started adding fentanyl.
Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm. And the desire for all that stuff was all because of the Sackler brothers. So the Sackler brothers, when they created this opiate crisis in America, which did not exist before, where everybody's hooked on these fucking pills, then they start cracking down the laws. So now you have a demand and you don't have a supply. And then along comes the cartel and starts making pills. And they start making pills with fentanyl in them because their heroin's not that strong.
Xanax, Percocet,
Everything.
all these things that kids don't know they're taking. That's the shit part. And so
they make it look just like the real pill. Like, I know what those are.
Oh yeah, you get those pressed Xannies that look just like a bar, and it's just complete fentanyl. And I remember when fentanyl, I shouldn't say first came out, it's been around, but it was first started becoming, they put it in products you weren't expecting. And I had like 3 friends die within a matter of maybe 4 months. And that's how I started noticing, like, well, this is going to get serious. And now, like, there's a site I see, it's like called Every 11 Minutes. And that's when, or every 11 seconds. And that's how long it takes for someone to OD on fentanyl in this country.
So every 11 seconds, a new person is overdosing on fentanyl. Wow. And all because of our stupid laws. And I'm not saying legal heroin would be good for everybody. It's not good to do heroin. I think everybody would agree to that.
Well, yeah.
No?
I did it before once. It was good.
Was it?
Oh, yeah.
What was it like? Did you shoot it or snort it?
I snorted it. I snorted it, and then I smoked black tar heroin, and one time I shot it, so 3.
Wow. What was the best one? The shooting it?
Yeah.
That's why they do it.
That was majestic.
Was it?
Yeah, dude.
What's it like?
The most calming, wonderful. God, this sounds like I'm promoting it. Also with my voice, like it's the most calming, wonderful sensation you've ever had. You're gonna love it, kids. It felt amazing. Like every problem you've ever had is gone, and you feel nothing but euphoria, which is different than like Oxy and some other stuff, which kind of just makes you feel, to me, loose and tired. I mean, this makes you tired, you're crashing out, but you're also getting a feeling that was really, really, like, warm and exciting. Like, I only smoked crack once on accident, and that was...
How do you do that on accident?
They put it in a joint, right? So we're sitting on my friend's back porch, and he gives me Hershey's on the joint, and I hit it, and it had, like, a weird sizzle, and I hit it. I'm like, this is the best pot I've ever had in my life. And he's like, yeah, they gave me free crack. And I was like, oh, good. So I'm now high on crack. My other friends are pissed. They go and throw the joint in a sewer. And I'm just sitting there like, and it doesn't last very long, but it felt really fucking good. Like I immediately would have done more crack had there been the option, but it definitely takes you over very quickly.
Did you ever see the Hunter Biden thing recently where he did this interview where he's talking about how great crack is?
Oh, yeah. He's spot on.
It was the best ad for crack I've ever seen in my life. And you only did like one hit, right?
I did once, and then I'm done. Like, very rare.
When they threw it in the sewer, did you want to go get it?
Yes, I wanted to go. I wanted to go back to Weyburn, where the street where we got it, and I was like, we should go get more crack, guys. I don't know if you didn't feel this, but it's.
I think you're probably no, you're not the first person I've talked to that shot heroin, but the first person who described it.
Oh, it was my friend Jay had it, and it was in high school.
Yeah, it was it had to be better to get people to shoot it up. This is the only way it could be. To get people to that kind of commitment, get a needle, find a vein, get a fucking rope, tie off your arm.
It was awful, that part.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't.
Did you do it with a guy?
Yeah.
So he'd done it before.
He
showed
did
you
it
how to
for
do
me.
it?
Yeah.
Oh god.
He died of a heroin overdose in his
weird.
parents' kitchen. Yeah, I know you wouldn't expect it.
What a,
He,
what a
like,
shocker.
Found his head between like the fridge and the stove.
You got stuck?
I think he was either looking for something or collapsed right there.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Nice guy.
I knew this dude in the 90s. His name was Water Dog.
Okay.
He was a professional pool player, like a really high-level professional pool player, and he was a heroin addict. And he would go into the bathroom. Like I saw him play straight pool, which is this game where you're just running balls. Like it's called 14-1. It's what they played in The Hustler. So you have, instead of
yeah.
8-ball where the ball's in the center, you have a soft break where you're just trying to not scatter the balls very much. And the idea is to eventually someone makes a mistake and you leave an open shot and that person runs out that rack, leaves one ball on the table, makes that ball and collides the cue ball into the rack and opens up that rack and then keeps going. And a really good player can run like 200-300 balls.
Yeah.
So this guy was playing for
Minnesota Fats.
$10,000 in the 90s. So it was a lot of
Holy
money.
shit,
And I was broke, so I couldn't believe anybody could play pool for $10,000. This guy goes into the bathroom, shoots up, comes out, and sits on this this bar stool like this. Just sits there for like 20 minutes, man. Just sat there. And then we were all watching him. Like his arms are all curled up like this. And then he got off, screwed his cue together, and never missed. When I say never missed, I mean it was the craziest display of pool I think I had ever seen at the time. He played like the greatest pool player that's ever played. He had no nerves. He couldn't be rattled. The guy he was playing, this guy George the Greek, who's this degenerate gambler, was a really good player too. Who's screaming and yelling at him, "This motherfucker, he can't play without the shit. He's got to have that shit to play." He didn't give a fuck. He was listening to him yell. He had eyeballs. His pupils were like the size of quarters.
Yeah.
And he didn't miss. He just was firing balls in with like perfect accuracy. He got perfect position on every ball. It was wild to watch. He was just fully heroined up, just running out the table like he saw it in advance. Like it was like he was looking at a math problem that was easy to solve.
And he's just basically slow Eddie and coming back and just knocking it all in. Like but it's never been like a performance enhancing drug. But to that guy,
But for nerves.
yeah,
This is the thing. I think if
that's a good point.
If you're playing for $10,000 and you're basically homeless, he was basically homeless.
Yeah.
I mean, he would like sleep on people's couches. He would stay.
Oh, yeah.
And so with a guy like that, you'd get a backer. So a bunch of gamblers would come in and then they'd come up with the money and then they'd go in with you and you'd get a cut of it. So if you won, maybe you get 40% and they get 60% because they put up all the money. So it's a free shot at 40% of $10,000. And for a guy
who
like
needs
that,
it.
he's got no money.
Yeah.
And he's staying in flop houses, and he always had the same shirt on, like a throwaway sweater with a Christmas tree on it. Like, he always looked like shit.
Yeah,
But I watched him play some of the greatest pool I've ever seen played in my life.
That's incredible.
On this really tight-pocketed table, too.
Yeah.
The table was like a real trick table. Table 1 at Executive Billiards in White Plains, New York. It was a trick table.
Yeah.
It was like you had to be really good to play on that table, and that's why George wanted to play him on that table, because it was hard.
Okay.
And he was used to it. That was like his home turf. He played on it all the time. And this motherfucker never missed. Heroined out of his mind.
That's
he had no
crazy.
nerves. George would like yell in his face. He'd be like this. Nothing.
Yeah.
Didn't feel a thing. Didn't feel a thing. Just... and never missed.
That's what it is. There's no problem to you anymore. There's
Yeah.
it takes away every worry you have.
So I ran into him years later.
Okay.
There's a pool tournament in, so this is when I was probably 23. I was living in New York, and then I moved to LA. And then I'm like 27, 28 now, and I'm playing in this tournament at Hard Times Billiards. Hard Times was like the pool hall in the country back then. Like all the world-class professionals, all the Filipinos, the best players in the world.
It
they'd
sounds
all
familiar, actually.
Crazy place. It was an amazing place. I used to love going there. I'd play in the Sunday tournament. So I get down there, and I see Water Dog. I go, "Hey, man, what are you doing out here?" Because he's a Connecticut guy. He's from Connecticut.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Man, I'm going to play in the tournament, but I don't have any money." I go, "I'll put you in the tournament." Because, like, it's like, I remember what it was, like $50 or something for this guy. I'm like, "You might win this fucking thing." He goes, "But I got to go get my shit." I go, "Okay, go get your shit." He goes, "I need a ride." I go, where do you need to go? And he's like, South Central. I'm like, I'm not driving you to South Central LA so you can score heroin. Are you out of your fucking mind?
It's like, don't worry, it's just the
And he was
worst
like,
part.
dude, you won't get caught. I was like, you can't say that. I go, first of all, if you get caught, they take your car. And I had a nice car at the time. I had a Toyota Supra. I was pretty excited about.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not driving my brand new Toyota Supra to fucking the crack house.
Right,
So you can
especially
buy
in
heroin.
South Central.
This is crazy, but they arrest people all the time doing that. And they take their
Right.
cars. That was like the scam. They compound your car and then they auction it.
Right.
I was like, he's like, that won't happen. I'm like, you fucking what?
Yeah.
So I go, look, I'll put you in the tournament if you want to play, but I'm not taking you. I go, if you can get a cab there or something, go.
Right.
So he